And you want to know how crispy crunchy they are? Look at that flaky pastry on there. Look at that. That is incredible. Hi everyone, welcome to Backyard Chef. I'm Rick. Today we're doing spinach rolls. Arabic spinach rolls. I love rotis. It's a combination of making a roti and filling it with spinach, cream cheese, feta cheese, ricotta cheese, anything. Let's show you how to do it. Come on. Okay, in here I've got a little bit of warm water and I'm just going to go in with a little bit of salt actually. And we're going to dissolve the salt in there. So I'll just give it a stir around till it dissolves. I'm using sea salt, but you know, you can use any kosher salt, table salt, up to you. Nice little stir around. That will do nicely. Now I am using the stand mixer today. This can all be done by hand, but for speed and the ease of my fingers, we are going to use the stand mixer. Now what you can do when you actually mix it by hand, you add a little bit of flour to your water, stir it all in, add a bit more, stir it all in, add a bit more, and you end up with like a shaggy dough, and then you knead it. You knead it for about 8 to 10 minutes. We are going to do it all in here with the mixer. We want it done nice and easy, and basically this is just going to be exactly the same as mixing it a bit at a time, except we're mixing the whole lot. Nice and steady. We're going to get that fully incorporated in there, and then we're going to knead it for about 8 minutes. Okay, we've had about 8 minutes. That'll do nicely. Let's drop that down. Let's have that out of there. Yeah, we should have a nice dough there. Let's get that out of there. Oh yes, it feels wonderful. That is a good dough. That is slightly sticky. Perfect. Right, we're just going to bring it all in like that. We're going to shape it in like that. Look, bring the bottom in. Bring it over the top. And we're just going to let that rest for about half an hour covered. Now what I am going to do, I'm going to put it back in this bowl, but I'm going to just put a little bit of flour in there like that. We don't use oil for this one. I'm going to put that in there like that. We're going to cover it and let it sit for 30 minutes. Okay, we've had 30 minutes. Let's get this out of here. Now we want a little bit of flour on there. I'm going to take our dough out of here on there. And we want to divide it into about 8 equal parts. And we're eyeballing it, so it ain't going to be perfect. So we're going to just come straight down there. And that. That looks good enough to me. Right, what we're going to do is split these and we're going to roll these into balls. So it's just a case of bring it in, fold it in with your fingers like that, and then what we're going to do is put that on there and we're going to give it a roll. We're going to roll it up, and what you do, you push and pull back with your fingers. And then we're just going to put that in a box. So do that with all your dough. Nice and straightforward. And we're just going to let that have about 15 minutes in there while we prep up the veg. While we prep our spinach. Cover them up about 15 minutes. We don't want them to dry out. Nice and straightforward in there. So our spinach has been washed and dried with one of those salad spinners. Except it's not properly dry, look, as you can see, but that doesn't matter. Right, what we're going to do is give it a scrunchie up and we're going to run a knife over it. Okay, nice and straightforward. Just scrunch it up and just run a knife over. Now, there's no way to do this other than just get on and scrunch it up and run a knife over. Okay, we want to be taking about a teaspoon of salt in there and give it a mix up. And what's going to happen is the fluid is going to come out of the spinach, and then we're going to give it a squeeze to get rid of it. So just give that a little stir through. We're going to give it about 5 minutes, give it another stir, and that's going to start to release all the moisture. And while that's doing that, we will roll out our rolls. Okay, in here we have some melted butter, and we're just going to add some oil. Give it a mix through. And just put to one side. This is what we're going to daub all over our dough when we roll it out. So what we are doing is rolling out our dough. A little bit of that on there. Now the dough is quite sticky as such, so just work it out like that and roll. That will do. Perfect. Our plate that we're going to put this on there with some butter oil. Now this plate is curved actually, but not to worry. Right, our dough on there like that. Okay, and then we just want to put some of that on there, and we need to give it a brush over. Brush it on. Perfect. And then we roll out another one. And what we're aiming to do is common sense. We're trying to get them all the same size, thereabouts. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to put that on there. I'm going to take some more of our butter oil mix. Carry on until you've done them all. Okay, it's a straightforward one this. So I'm getting some gloves on and we're going to give the spinach a squeeze. We want to try and take some of that fluid out of there. So it's a case of give it a good wringing out. And you can see we've got a load of juice coming out of there. And then in the bowl. Okay, that is a top job. So we've got a few chili flakes, they're going in. We have some onion. And this is feta cheese. And we've got some good old creamy ricotta. So let's have it all fully incorporated in there the best we can. Well, there we go. That'll do nicely. One side. So we want a tray and we want some parchment paper on that tray. Because when we start, we're going to put our rolled spinach onto there. So this is basically how you're going to put a roti together. So we're going to put a little bit of oil on there, look. And we're going to take our dough, one of our dough, and that goes on there. And we start to spread it out a little bit like this. Now this is how they make rotis. And what you do, you stretch a little. So you up there, and then you put here, and if it tears like that, you don't worry about it, and then you pull a bit more, and pull a bit more, and pull a bit more. And this is how they make rotis on the street. We're going to make these into like sausage rolls. So we're just going to come up there with a pizza wheel. Now you can come up there with a knife if you want, but I don't want to damage my table. And then what you do, you fold it in nice and straightforward, half in there, the best you can. Don't worry about it, it doesn't have to be perfect. What we are actually doing here is we're actually making layers on the pastry, so it doesn't matter. I'm going to put some of our filling on there. And then it's just a case of bring it over, roll it up, tuck these sides in a little bit, because we want to roll it in so it comes in like a sausage. So all the way up there like that. And then we get this like this, and this goes on our tray. So again, look, we've got our filling. We're coming over there with that. We're giving it a bit of a roll. We're going to tuck in the sides. Tuck in the sides as we go. And we're just going to roll it up right to the end. Nice and straightforward. And that is our roll. Look at that. And that goes on our tray. Just look at those. Okay, we just want to put a little bit more of that buttery oil on there. We don't have to go too crazy. You know, it's already got it on there. But it's just a little tickle over the top. And then it's going in the oven. 200 degrees or 190, like I say, for about 25 minutes in there. Out we come. Look at those. Just look at those. A couple of split, but hey, we're not worried about that. They look fantastic. Let them cool down 5 minutes and we'll put them on something and give them a try. Just look at those. That's our Arabic spinach rolls. Fatayer Sabanekh. And I'm not sure if I said that correctly, and I'm sure someone's going to point it out, but you know, Fatayer Sabanekh. Fantastic. And you want to know how crispy, crunchy they are? Look at that flaky pastry on there. Look at that. That is incredible. That is fantastic. That's our Arabic spinach rolls. Oh, come on. Crumbly, crumbly. Oh. The crunch is absolutely outstanding. That is tremendous. I don't think there's any stopping at one of these. They are sensational. Lovely cooked underneath. that flaky pastry, our filling inside there. Oh man, what is not to like? If you like what we're doing, don't forget, tell your friends, share with your friends, tell them how easy it is to make an Arabic spinach roll. Oh, fantastic. If you do like what we're doing, big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that bell. Catch you in the next video.